Good evening, guys. I hope you're good. Uh, it is, I don't know, I think the time is about something to 7, probably 10 to 7. I've just got home and I just thought that, since I've just arrived home and I do happen to be alone and the schools are closed, maybe I can use this opportunity to do is it an unready? Yeah, get unready with me. Yeah, I'm going to change my clothes, remove my makeup while I talk a little bit, you know. Um, as you know, I think I did mention at some point that I am a retail um, employee. I have been for a very long time. Obviously, just like anybody else, I desired to do, work, but that would be outside of where I am. But I must say, I am somebody that works with gratitude, so yeah, and I still am trusting God for something else. I don't want to say something better, because it's almost like I'm implying that where I am, it's not better. It is better. And there are so many blessings and benefits that I have seen or that I have chosen to see, and one of the things is the people that you meet and the lives that you get to touch on a daily basis. As much as the hours are long and you do get exhausted, because you're on your feet the whole day. But, if you live a life of gratitude, you are able to, you're able to look at your situation and realize that, while your situation is difficult, there are people who are going through even more difficult scenarios. Yeah. So while I'm talking, I will be removing my makeup with this. It's a micellar water from Bioderma. I love it because it is fragrance free. It's suitable for particularly sensitive skin. It's a Sensibio range. I don't necessarily have sensitive skin, but I do tend to play away from, products that have fragrance in them, because I do suffer from quite a lot of pigmentation. I'm somebody that, even if I can have the smallest spot, I will have a very dark mark on it. So I understand that fragrance is one of those things that cause pigmentation. Ooh, yeah. So I'm gonna try and use much of my cotton pad as I possibly can before I go in with my second one. So generally with me, I tend to double cleanse, which is to clean my face with makeup remover, and then from there I will then follow up with the foam cleanser, and that does help to make sure that my makeup is completely clean. So then I'm gonna go back with my other cotton pad and then remove the excess makeup. Yeah, so yes, I am back from work, I'm all alone. The schools are closed. My daughter is at my mother's place, so I just love that at least I can wake up, even if it's 30 minutes later, just to be able to get in some rest, because generally when my daughter is here, we do tend to be running around, you know. Excuse me, I just need to get my cleanser. We run around, you know, with the lunch boxes and things like that, you know. So where did I put my cleanser? Okay, let me just use. Okay, so I'm just gonna use this charcoal one, which is the rooibos one, because I was intending on scrubbing my face anyway today. So, and when I scrub my face, I generally don't tone it, because I'm just trying to protect it from abrasion as well as irritation. So what I do, I moisten my face like that, and then I will do that. Just polish, you know, and I love this because it's not, you know, it doesn't have those big beads that tend to scratch the face and irritate it. Yeah, so yeah, I tend to exfoliate once a week, because I am on the combination skin type. So yeah, I exfoliate once a week, you know, just to open up the pores, just to thoroughly clean my skin, and make sure that the pores are unclogged, you know. So there's 3-in-1. You can use it as a cleanser. Second option, you can use it as a scrub. Then the last option is you can use it as a mask. So I am using it today as a cleanser and a mask, just to ensure that I have exfoliated and scrubbed my face. I avoid the eye area because, as you know, so the eye area, you know, is 4 times thinner than, you know, the rest of your skin. So I try to avoid that eye area, you know, so I don't scrub that eye area because it's very sensitive, and I do have sensitive eyes. Yeah. So yes, as I was talking, you know, just talking about gratitude and just being grateful for what you have, being grateful for what God provides. You know, I'm at that space, and also, you know, the ability to just embrace failure, you know, that is also a blessing, you know, because once you get to a point where you embrace failure, you don't worry yourself about what people say, or excuse me guys, so this is going to be a very realistic. I know that, you know, I'd be expected to rinse my face, but no, I don't, you know, and so I'm just gonna be as real and as raw as possible. This is not a beauty channel, although I do work in beauty. So yeah, you know, walking in gratitude is so important. Accepting failure is so important. Accepting what life has to bring is so important, because, you know, when failure happens, you have nowhere else to go except up. And also, you make peace, you know, with everything, and you remove the shame aspect, the shame element from your life, you know, that it does not matter what people say, it doesn't matter what people will think. What matters is that you're still alive. What matters is that you still have breath. and you still have air in your lungs, and that is how I try to live my life. So I'm gonna tone with this Bioderma essence, hydrobio or hydrobio. So what it does, it retains the moisture back into my skin and allows, I think I didn't quite show you, but this is what it looks like. Yeah. So, and what I do, I just go again with my cotton pad, and this what it does is it retains the moisture back into the skin, and because it's an essence, it does not change any type of pH. It just adds to the hydration. It does have hyaluronic acid, and hyaluronic acid, does plump up the skin and adds 1,000 molecules of water, so yeah, that's basically it. And as you can see, this is like completely clean. And then I will then follow with my advanced night repair. It's so expensive these days, so I try to get the smallest size and then try to keep it going for as long as possible, so yeah. And this is a 20, is it a 30 mil? It's a 30 mil size, yeah. So what I do, I just dab it into my skin. And leave it at that. So yeah, and that is like literally all that I do. Yeah. So yeah, like I was saying, it's so important to embrace change, embrace failure, embrace mistakes, embrace sometimes things don't go well, sometimes things don't work out the way that you expect them to, sometimes things don't work out the way you planned them to work out. You just need to accept it, you just need to just deal with it. It is what it is. And you need to live a life where you're not afraid what people will think. If maybe you were expecting yourself or people were expecting you to be at a certain place in life, it's not for them to decide, and it's not for you to try and please them. What you need to do is, whether you've made a mistake or you made a wrong decision, you just need to embrace that and move on with your life, pick up the pieces of your life, and then just see, what else can you do, to make things better, to make, better choices. So yeah, and that is where I am. Told myself, as long as God wakes me up in the morning, as long as He provides for me, as long as He gives me strength, and as long as I acknowledge Him in all of my ways, then all is good, all is well. So yeah, so now what I just want to do is just to change my clothes. I wish I could tell you that I'm going to take a bath, but I'm not going to do that. It's me, myself, and I. And like I said, this is very, very realistic. So I'm just putting on my PJs and then see what is available there in the kitchen for me to eat. Today's Monday, so I'll try and take yesterday's food, warm it up, and then have that for supper. So yeah, thank you so much. I think I thought that this was going to be a very chatty get unready with me, um, but because it's spontaneous, I guess I don't have much to say, except to say, yeah, walk in gratitude. Even when you are at work and maybe there are certain things that frustrate you at work, you're not where you want to be, you're not where you thought you would be. Just walk in gratitude. God is working things out. And maybe you haven't finished, His purpose for your life. So trust Him and finish your journey, finish your purpose. There's something greater that God has in store for you on the other side of where you currently are. So, all the best and good night. Bye.